All right, let's move on to the next spot. It is the last 1 o'clock game on the board. Houston Texans at Miami Dolphins. I did purposely put this last. Not that I wanted a dull point at this moment in the show. Texans 1-7, 0-4 on the road. Dolphins 1-7, 0-3 at home at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. 78 Fahrenheit, sunny, 14 miles per hour. There's Kirk in the house. Great to see you, Kirk. Texans offense is being very bad under Davis Mills. Their numbers are not atrocious just because of what happened there in the fourth quarter once they were down 38-0 after 3. 205 yards per game through the air, 76.1 on the ground. Defensively, they allowed 253.3 through the air and 148.1 yards on the ground. The 148 is just because they're always losing, and so teams just run against them. Dolphins offensively put up 223.3 yards through the air, 78.6 on the ground. I don't know how anybody, especially just anyone who plays like DFS fantasy or is in, any kind of football pool, how would you put that group of running backs together and think you're going to take care of business? I mean, when they got rid of Kenyon Drake, I was like, oh, okay, but who do you have? A Gaskin is just not an every down quarterback. Defensively, their secondary has been so bad, 291.1 yards through the air and 115 on the ground. This is a ugly football game that it's all around whether Tyrod Taylor is going to be behind center, which we expect at this point that he will. Dolphins open up as 6.5-point favorites. That's moved to 7 at some books. You can still get 6.5. This total opens up at 46. There's 45.5s, 46s, 46.5s. When we go over to where the cash lies in this spot, we have 2,156 tickets in, so still a small amount. 61% of the tickets on Houston, 65% of the cash on Houston, 79% of tickets on the under, 98% of cash on the under. Texans coming off that 38-22 loss at home to the Rams. They were down 38-0 after 3. Stafford pulled after 3. Davis Mills, 29-38, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. 300-yard game is bullshit. Most of those yards, or a ton of those yards, came in the fourth quarter. Brandon Cooks, 6 catches for 83 yards, 1 touchdown. As a team, they ran 14 times for just 44 yards, managed 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits. And then they trade edge rusher Charles Omenihu to San Francisco. And we'll get into that later for a future late-round pick when we talk about the Niners. A 5th-round pick out of Texas. 7 sacks in his first 2 seasons, but he did not look good in 2021. No sacks. 11 quarterback pressures, so slightly over 10%. So they give him a 67.5 overall defensive grade, but an 80.3 on pass rushing. Well, again, we'll talk about that when we talk about the Niners. Will Tyrod Taylor return for this? Will there be more of a fire sale? Very, very important questions. I guess the fire sales will happen throughout the year slowly, but is Tyrod Taylor going to be behind center? I expect him to be, but that's a crucial part of this cap. Dolphins coming off their 7th straight loss, 26-11 at Buffalo. They were tied 3-3 going into the half. Bills beat the Dolphins for a 7th straight time. Dolphins' 7 straight losses matches their longest skid since they lost the first 7 of 2019. It left open questions regarding Flores' future. Tagovailoa's future. I don't really care about Tagovailoa. I do sort of care about Flores, and I really loved what he did initially, and it sucks this is all blowing up in his face. Tagovailoa, 21-39, 205 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Devontae Parker led the receivers with 8 catches for 85 yards. Myles Gaskin, 12 carries for 36 yards. They finished the game with 0 sacks. They did get 5 quarterback hits. And Preston Williams did not travel with the team, receiver, because of disciplinary reasons. Will Fuller will not return from the finger injury this week. Safety Sheldrick Redwine, linebacker Jerome Baker were both inactive, listed as questionable this week. Houston, Miami, garbage fire, bum fight. Take it away, Bebsie.
I could not give less of a fuck about this game. 2 1-7 teams. One that we thought was going to be decent. One that we thought would be number 2 in this division behind Buffalo. They've been awful. They don't have a running game, which you talked about, which is huge. Neither do the Texans. If I'm looking at this bum fight, my instincts say, well, the worst team is Houston, so take the points in Houston. But Miami has lost a couple of tough games. As much as Tua is taking it on the chin, he hasn't been their only problem. He's played fine in some games. And I'm not a Tua supporter. I thought it was a terrible decision to take a guy who was so injured at Bama and, was fine. He was good at Bama, but look at his fucking roster that he had. Look at his weapons that he had. And so I think Tua's okay. He's better than a lot of people are shitting on him. I was shitting on him and backpedaling a little bit. He's not as bad as I thought he was. And he certainly doesn't deserve all the shit he's taking. Look, free play Miami. I've already talked about this more than I want to.
Do you think it's possible that Tyrod Taylor is not in the lineup here because they have a bye week next week?
I think I don't know. What are you saving Tyrod for? Are you building around him? He's not your young quarterback. I think if he's ready to go, he's going to go. I don't think it's like, if we get one more week for Tyrod, then we can get him back and then make a push for the playoffs or save him for the future. I mean, Tyrod's there so they wouldn't have been such a dumpster fire given what happened with Deshaun Watson in the offseason. He's another bridge guy who I feel bad for because I do really like him, and I think he's better than the shake that he's been given in the NFL. I don't think that's a factor. I think if he's ready to go, he's going to go.
Do you think, and I know that we could just move on to the next game, but do you think that we're getting a very – now, and I'm saying this knowing how good Tyrod looked for a short period of time beginning of the year. Do you think we're getting an enormously cheap price on the Dolphins and we should smash this?
A part of because are at home and they are a much better football team. But I still don't want to bet them.
Well, where are the tickets at in this one? We have need to see this again. 61% tickets, 65% of the cash on the Texans. Brady says, why are you playing Tyrod at this point? Not sure why we think he plays again. Why would he? I mean, why? But I can understand both sides. Why would he? Why wouldn't he? I mean, it's not like I think
I think if he comes back, he deserves the start. I mean, you're blatantly tanking if he comes back healthy and you don't start him. And look, Tyrod deserves to play. That's why he's playing. He deserves it. I think players and coaches have respect for this guy. And therefore you have to play him. He comes back and you say, we're gonna try and develop Davis Mills. No, if he's healthy, he's gonna play.
Nice work, Gerald. Catching the heat. Why do we not bet the under here right away? Because the Texans defense is so bad that the Dolphins could put up 30 plus points.
But if Tyrod plays, then they're capable of moving the ball with him. So I don't think you can just easily bet the over in this. Or the under, rather.
Okay. I don't see why I'm not on the Dolphins first half and full game.
Free play, I would take the Dolphins. I feel I'm weary putting money on a 1-7 Miami Dolphins right now.
But that's what I want. Isn't that what you want people to think? And that's why you're getting this number. I think I'm going to move on to Dolphins first half and full game. Now, if Tyrod comes in, I would be a little concerned. But Flores has these guys ready to go. They just played. There's zero chance the Texans could play a half against the Bills in Buffalo and have it 3-3 after the first half. I think this is a huge discount we're getting on the Dolphins right now. And the only reason why there would be sharp money on Texans, I'm guessing, is because they think Tyrod Taylor is going to be in there. So Viper. Bum fight, who knows? Okay, at this point, I'm going to need to sit here and stare at it and probably should stop drinking if I do want to stay off of it. But I don't see why it's not a Dolphins smash spot, get right spot. Now, they're never going to get right. This team's not going to make the playoffs, not going to go on a run, most likely in the second half. But isn't this the perfect spot? And then Brady says, or is it a setup? It's only a setup if Tyrod Taylor's in. So I think I got to move on the Dolphins here. I thought the Dolphins played very well against the Bills. I mean, holding them to 26 points, 3 at the half.
I want you to win it. I can't join you, buddy.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to think on it a little more, but that's the plan right now.